Yeah, I'm the new director of business development at a real estate company. We're in Central Florida. We have about 100 agents, and last year we did a little over 500 million in sales volume. I don't know the revenue on that, but basically my role is to recruit new agents, and then also to help with company culture. And I'm struggling in this new role. I've never been in a role like this before, and I don't really know how to help build company culture when we have a lot of 1099 subcontractors over multiple offices. And they're not required to be in the office at any given time where they are like at Ramsey. So I don't really know how to build that company culture where we're so spread out and we don't see each other all the time.
How many branch offices are there?
7 currently.
Okay. Do they not have sales meetings?
We do. We have each office has a meeting on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And then we do like a company-wide meeting once a month, which is great.
Yeah.
Not all the agents can come to all of them, which, those are helpful. But I'm looking to do more. That's kind of what has been done here.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at
let's stop a minute. Let's stop a minute. Okay. My parents ran a real estate company when I was growing up. I got my real estate license when I turned 18 years old in 1978. So I've been in the residential real estate industry, and I still have my license, okay? I'm still a broker. In one form or another, today we have a network of people we endorse in that world. So I would have no trouble at all requiring the agents to be at sales meeting.
Just as a company policy, if you want to hang your license here, you're required to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't know if that would turn people off.
I don't care.
But at the same time, I don't really want them there if they're not going to be turned on by that.
Exactly.
If they're not part of the team.
Exactly. You're going to be part of the team, and we're going to have a culture here that we're all in agreement of. And one of the places we confirm and spread and define that culture is at sales meeting. And so sales meeting you don't miss. We have a staff meeting here weekly, and every week, and a devotional, and it's mandatory. You cannot miss them. You cannot be sitting at your desk. You don't book a dentist appointment over that. You're here. Period.
Right. And so treat them like they were, regular W-2 employees that work here, even though they're not.
The 1099 is a technicality. 1099 is a technicality.
Right.
If you want to be on this team, this is what the team looks like. This team does this and this and this and this. We have values that we uphold, okay? And we have ethics that we uphold. And we have cultural icons that we're all aligned to and in agreement to. And one of those things is internal communication creates a knowledge of each other, and relationships build trust, and organizations move at the speed of trust. A group of agents that know each other, like each other, and trust each other will do more business than a group of renegades running around under the 1099 heading.
Right, I completely agree with all of that.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense to require them to come.
Yeah, and that's how I'm going to tell them that. If you want to be part of this team, this is a winning team, and this is what it looks like. Okay, we're not going to charge you for this, but and then make it worth their while. When they come in, have something to say. Don't waste their time, and have a great sales trainer stand up in front and give a short lesson. Whether it's an internal person or an external person, write some checks, hire some outside speakers to come in that are motivational and that will lift you. And you don't have to do that every time, but make it where I want to come because it's a value add to my life if I'm an agent. And then it's not a have to, it's a want to, and yes, it's mandatory. Our staff meetings are downright entertaining.
Right, all your staff want to go there.
Yeah,
they want to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's not why they go. Yeah.
So then that sets you up for here's what we're doing. Now that's thing one. Thing two is the owners of this real estate company. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how invested are they in you and them together, strengthening and building and defining the culture? 10 being they're on fire for it. 1 is they don't give a crap, but they hired you anyway.
Yeah, I would say intent-wise, a 10. I would say in practice, like a 6 or 7, which is part of the reason that I'm, taking this role, is to help.
They don't have the bandwidth to do it themselves, but they think it's a great idea.
Correct, exactly.
Okay, good. Then what I would do is sit down with them and say, here's 3 or 4 things I want to implement. Can you help me by doing this, this, and this? Because basically they've got to, from the top down, give you your Barney Fife badge and bullet to be able to enforce this process.
Right, exactly. That makes sense.
And you don't have to throw your weight around. You want to use persuasion more than you use anything else. But one thing I would do is ask them and ask the 5 or 10 people that have been with this company the longest that are agents, what do you think our core values are? Give me 3. Give me 5. What do you think? What are the things that we value here that we could put on the wall? And it's not what we wish we were. It's not what we aspire to be. It's who we are. And if we align ourselves to core values, that by definition is culture.
Right.
And then you could say, okay, so like one of our core values is we do our work as unto the Lord. Okay? Colossians 3:23. And so we work with a zest as if God is our boss. And another one is we have a no gossip policy. That's one of our core values. If you gossip, if you hand negatives out all over the building, we will warn you once and then we will fire you. You can bring your negatives in, but you have to hand them up to leadership. We, as a culture, do not gossip. If you want to be a we, this is how we perform. Now, that might not be you guys. I'm giving you a couple of mine. I have 14 of them, and they're all over the wall, and we talk about them around here all the time to where we're all sick of them. But we're all aligned. We talk about it so much everybody can spout them back and make fun of me talking about it. That's okay.
Knows.
But we're all aligned. And that, by definition, is culture. So core value definition, the way you could talk about those and implement them is by putting them on the wall, by handing out cards with them, stickers for their computers with them. This is who we are. We are. And look up some other companies and what some of their core values are that are published. Pat Lencioni does some stuff with Southwest Air, and he's got their 3 core values nailed down. I don't have them memorized, but that's something to look at. And then just start asking yourself a question, okay, what can we do to create a culture of relationships, quality relationships internally, where we aren't just a bunch of disconnected joint venture people on 1099. Instead, we're a family that's pulling for each other. That new agent that comes in gets 26 listings and then gets ill. Well, everybody jumps in and helps him or her with those listings. So the customers don't get messed over because the guy's ill. They might not make anything, but they got each other's back. They love each other. They care for each other. And that's going to be your job, is to create that environment. It's going to take a while because the typical real estate agent is a loose cannon out there hanging on by a thread. And you're going to reel them back in and make them part of a family. And it can be done. It can be done. And it can be done without destroying their productivity and requiring too much of them. But we need to say who we are, and we need to talk about that, and then we need to stay aligned to it. And then when we're not aligned, we take action on that, and that's your owner that takes action on it, not you. You're the one helping to define and refine and communicate. But the alignment, the requirement of the alignment, or let them go, that's on the owner. They're the ones that have to do that. So very cool stuff.